It's Melissa from the AC Library, and in this video I'll finish showing you how to set up an APA paper using Microsoft Word. Because it'll be easier to show you what's next if I have actual words on the pages, I've copied portions of a handbook here. Okay, so scrolling down past the title page, notice that running head still appears here on the first full page. If you remember from the last video, this should only appear on the title page. Getting this fixed is the trickiest part for me. Back up on your title page, place your cursor just after the final word, click on Page Layout, and then select Breaks. Select Next Page, which is under the section break area. Then on your page 2, or the first full page of your paper, double-click at the top of your page to get into the header, then deselect this button here, Link to Previous, since we do not want these headers to be linked together. Then you can delete the running head portion, leaving just your shortened title. Double-click anywhere in the main part of your paper to get out of the header, and now this has fixed all of the headers in your document. You might have to pull your second page back up a little bit by just hitting backspace on your keyboard, but you can see that the title page still has the full header that it needs, and now all of the later pages are right too. Notice that each of your paragraphs should begin with an indent to the right. Usually you could just hit Tab on your keyboard at the start of the line to do this. And also on the first full page of your paper, you'll need to center your paper's title on the first line, or lines like here. Okay, now the last thing I want to show you is how to set up a references page, where you provide citation information for all of your sources. This is when you really need to make sure you're complying with the requirements of the APA style. In the library, we've created a guide to help you make sure you're doing it all correctly. Visit the webpage at actx.libguides.com/APA. Here's what a references page should look like. Most likely the person who created this not only used a guide like the one I just told you about, but also probably took advantage of the citation tools available in most all of the library's databases. Here's an article I selected after I ran a search using Academic Search Complete, one of our go-to databases. You can click here on this Cite button and the system will pull up a screen of the different citation styles. I'll scroll down just a bit to APA, copy this citation, and then go back over to my document and paste it into my references page. Because this page should be alphabetical by author, I'll put this one by Stapleton right after the Prince book. Now notice this weird W at the end of her name. This is an example of the fact that while this database citation tool can help you at least get started with the citation, it's not infallible. As you can see from the actual PDF document of the full article, her name is just Stapleton, so I'll fix that. You see how Word has underlined the word "the"? That's because "the" isn't typically capitalized, and in fact you shouldn't capitalize a word like a, an, and, or the unless it's the first word in the title. So this is another example of something you'll have to fix. To finish formatting this citation, I also need to set it to Times New Roman 12 point. Now because I pasted this citation directly onto my references page, which had already been formatted the way I wanted it, the computer knew that I wanted all of the subsequent lines to be indented as APA requires, just like all of the entries above. But here's an example of how this citation looked when I copied it over to a different place in the document. Notice that the second line isn't indented. Just place your cursor at the start of the first line you want indented and then hit Ctrl-T on your keyboard. And now it's bumped over. If you had a third line, it would have moved over too. Okay, this is just a quick guide helping you format your paper, but if you have questions, please contact us in the library. You can come by in person. We're on the Washington Street campus in the Ware Student Commons on the 4th floor. You can also check out the other video tutorials we've made showing you how to use our various databases to find articles like the one I showed you earlier. Go to Blackboard, then click on the Library tab, and then as long as you're on the Find Database Articles page, you can find them. And you can also contact us by email or phone, and that information will appear on the next screen of this video. Good luck writing your paper!